Hi makers! This is a tutorial on using contact cement to glue craft foam. So as you can see, we have these registration marks or notches in the center of our two pieces that we're going to be adhering together. They're going to help us line the pieces up so that they're correctly adhered. Contact cement is dangerous, so you want to make sure you wear gloves and you work in a well-ventilated area. Outside is best. We're going to be putting the adhesive along these two upper edges that we're going to be gluing together. Here and here. You want to be careful when you're using contact cement not to oversaturate the foam. This is a very porous foam. It's upholstery foam or craft foam, and so too much glue will actually seep into the foam and it will cause the edges of the foam to yellow. So you want to make sure that you only use as much as you need. The best tool to apply the cement is actually a scrap piece of foam. This is XLPE or cross-linked polyethylene foam. If you have our Pro kit or our Pro Monster, there is some XLPE in your kit that you can use as scraps for doing your application. If you have our intermediate kit, you may not have enough scraps, and that's okay. You can also use a makeup sponge if you want to, or an old paintbrush to apply it. You want to apply a very, very thin layer of this contact cement, but you want to apply it all over the edge that you're planning to adhere. So notice we're putting the contact cement all along the face of this foam here so that it covers edge to edge along this area that we're trying to glue. Again, keep that layer nice and thin and make sure it's spread out evenly. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other piece. Because this is contact cement, it works when the two sides contact each other. So we're again going to use that scrap foam or old paintbrush to apply this glue along this edge. We want to make sure that we get a nice, clean, even coat that goes from edge to edge. Now, while we're using upholstery foam or craft foam in this tutorial, this same process is also applicable to if you're gluing the XLPE foam, that's the cross-linked polyethylene foam, or if you're gluing the reticulated foam. It's the same process for all of them. Now comes the most difficult part, waiting. You have to wait until your contact cement is completely dry before you're able to adhere the one side to the other. Every contact cement takes a different amount of time to dry. It's affected by humidity and all sorts of other things. You can test to see if your contact cement is ready by touching it with a gloved hand. If it feels wet or sticky or leaves a shiny residue on your glove, it's not ready yet. Leave it on the table, walk away, give it some time. You need it to be completely dry in order for it to be tacky enough to stick to the other side of the contact cement. Check your adhesives label to see what the recommended drying time is. You can speed up the drying time slightly by using a hair dryer, but you need to be careful that you don't overheat your cement. You can actually reactivate it by getting it too hot. Now, this cement has been completely dried. You can see it doesn't stick to the glove at all, doesn't feel wet, and it doesn't leave a shiny residue. This contact cement is ready to go. Now, to line up the two pieces, we're going to make sure that we want those two middle lines, those two notches, to match each other. We're going to be very careful to make sure that our edges meet correctly. Contact cement is difficult to get apart once it's together, so you want to make sure you do it right. The best thing to do is to start at one corner or one edge and make your way down toward the other edge. We're going to start at the top here. Making sure that those notches match in the middle is very important. So, providing equal pressure from each side, very gently press the two edges together. We want to make sure we're giving a side-to-side pressure, not a front-to-back pressure. We're very, very gently pressing them together. Pressing too hard can actually cause the foam to malform, as we'll demonstrate in just a minute here. But you can see that side-to-side pressure, making sure all of those edges are meeting. Gentle but firm pressure. Now, if you accidentally pinch or twist or squeeze your foam in a way that you're not expecting, especially now that this cement has been activated, it may actually cause the foam to stick in a way you don't expect. See here how we've pinched it, we've squeezed it in the wrong way, and now there's this deformation on the edge. Now that may be something that you want, something that you're going for, but in most cases, in foam gluing, that's not something you want. So make sure that you're providing the pressure in the correct way and in the correct angle, and you'll get a nice, smooth, clean edge like this one. And that is how you use contact cement to glue foam.